Hello everybody, Dead Spikes here, and today I'm making a video talking about the best way to farm this thing. The most famous weapon on Borderlands 4 right now. The Penetrator Throwing Knife. I made a video on it myself talking about how it's the best ordnance in the game, and it really is right now for the time being. I imagine it's going to get balanced later just because of that. I don't know. We will see. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just bring stronger stuff out to kind of equalize it. Right now, everybody wants this, and it's totally understandable. It is an amazing item. I do give a lot of these away in my Discord. We've given away probably 50 to 70 in just the last 24 hours. We've been giving them away like crazy, trying to make sure everybody has them. So that is a way you can get it. It's in the description of this video. Join up. We do tons of giveaways, and there's people in there that might be able to dupe you some. But aside from that, I know you want this more than anything in the game right now, but unfortunately, since it is not a dedicated drop, you cannot target farm it. And we're gonna get into that a little bit here. Everybody is listening to all of these other people's information saying you gotta farm X place and X time to be able to get it and have your best chance. And while they are kind of accurate, you know, the faster boss kill, the more purples you're gonna get, the higher chance that this is going to drop. That is true. It's 100% true. But for how rare of an item this really is, I mean, I have people all over my Discord that, and they're probably exaggerating to be fair, but they're saying, oh, I farmed this for 10 hours, I farmed this for 15 hours, and I never saw it. But some of them might be true. I mean, I went all the way to level 50 without even seeing one, and I was looking at every single throwing knife. I have a friend who got it at level 8 I played with from the start of the game, and as soon as he got it, I was looking for it nonstop. And I did not see a single one from level 1 to 50. Like, this is a really rare thing. And it can drop from anywhere in the game. Any chest in the game, any badass in the game, any boss in the game can drop this throwing knife right here. And that's what makes it so hard to get, is that it's not dedicated. It's like Borderlands 1 style almost, which legendaries in that game were very, very rare. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. You want to know the best way to get this. And what I'm telling you is don't farm for it. I know it sucks. And I know it's the only thing, especially Vex players, they're all about crit. The only thing in the game that you need to finish your build, blah, blah, blah. It's just not worth target farming, I promise you. Unless you have every single thing done on your build, it is not worth target farming. I'll tell you some places to go to target farm it if you really have to. But what I'm going to suggest to you before we get into those is you farm out every other slot first. You get all the weapons you want, all the legendary weapons you want, probably like 10 or so. Play around with them, figure it out. While you're getting those, you're farming for this knife at the same time. Get all the enhancements you want, you know, your class mod, maybe some other grenades, some shields, you know, rep kits. Farm all of those out, and while you're doing those, a chance for this to drop is happening every time. And that way you can't go later on and say, man, I spent 12 hours farming for this knife and got nothing. Instead, you can be like, oh, hey, I farmed for 12 hours, I didn't get the knife, but hey, I got all these other goodies that I'm able to make this build around. And you know what? Maybe at the same time, I'm not going to jinx it. Like, hopefully this doesn't get nerfed or fixed. But maybe it does, and you spent all that time for nothing, too. Right? That would be unfortunate. I don't know. I hope not. It's really fun, and it's a great thing. I'm not suggesting that it gets nerfed. But as if it did, and you just spent all that time farming it, that's unfortunate. I recommend you to farm for all these other legendaries. And then, if this drops while you're doing that, awesome. If not, maybe you didn't need it. Maybe you figured out you could do a build without it. Anyways, if you really do need to farm this, and that's the only thing you want to spend your time doing, which I'm very, very telling you is not a good idea, there is a few spots. I will give you 3 locations you can farm. So, on your map, the most common one by far is the beginning boss, which is right down here on the bottom of the map, Splash Zone. And it's the most famous boss because you can just jump to the Moxie station back and forth and drop him in a second, and he drops a bunch of purples. That is true, and it is a very good farm. I'm actually not going to fight this. I'm normally very argumentative when it comes to best farms and stuff, and I will agree this is probably the fastest purple drops in the game. Straight up. It probably is. So I couldn't agree to that. The next farm that I would personally suggest if I were to be target farming this is this boss right here, Driller Hole on the left of Carcadia. This guy drops 2 really, really good weapons, and it is a really fast farm too. He has very low health, he drops in a second, and you can do a red chest every run, which has another chance of some really good gear. Honestly, an amazing farm. I think his AR is probably the best weapon in the game right now. It's pretty high up there. But honestly, if I was to give the best recommendation, it would be to do this. Because again, you're getting some other loot while you are doing that. And the third and final spot I'm going to suggest, it's a lot slower than the other two, but there is a lot of loot per run. You're going to get a lot of XP, and it's honestly a lot less tedious, is going to be Rippa Roadbirds up here on the top of the same place, the top left of the map. Rippa Roadbirds, it's in this Saw's Clench mine. You do it, there's a bunch of ads and some badasses when you first start, and then at the end 3 bosses come out, and all 3 of those bosses drop a bunch of loot. This is going to be slower than the 2 other alternatives, but all the enemies you kill beforehand are giving you so much more XP than everything else. Bosses give really crap XP on Borderlands 4. So if you're doing this, especially if you're not level 50 yet, this is going to help you get to 50 if you're going to spend all that time farming anyways. So that'll do it. To recap, first off, my Discord's giving a crap load of these away. That's probably your best bet for your time sink. We'll try to ump the giveaways more. Everybody wants one. I know. Okay, moving on. You don't want to do that. Don't farm it. Don't target farm it. It is a waste of time. I promise you, you're going to be much happier doing anything else on this game than trying to target farm that knife. If you absolutely have to, you have all your legendaries, you have nothing else to do, you can do Splash Zone, you can do Driller Hole, or Rippa Roadbirds are my best recommendation. But any boss in the game, in theory, can drop this knife. As long as it can drop purple items, it can probably drop it. I apologize that this video has lasted so long, but I really wanted to get my opinion out there and tell you guys what I think about this situation. I still personally have never saw this drop in my whole playthrough, and I'm almost at 70 hours. So I'm telling you, it is extremely, extremely rare, unfortunately. Alright, well, I wish you guys the best. If you guys did get this to drop at any point, let me know down in the comments down below where it did come from. I'm just curious where the most common place is. Probably Splash Zone, because I personally haven't saw other people talk about it, but for how much I've seen people talk about it in my Discord, I imagine other people are recommending Splash Zone. And honestly, I don't disagree with them. I would agree that that is probably the fastest purple drop in the game. If you guys enjoyed this, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see some more Borderlands content like this, subscribe for the future. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. This is Bikes out.